Hi and welcome. My name is Kevin, and here at my channel we learn how to make the web and how to make it look good while we're at it with weekly tips, tricks, and tutorials. And with today being a Friday, it's a 5-minute Friday where we're going to look at a really cool trick you can do with gradients where you can, doesn't matter what the background color is, you can make these nice little subtle gradients like this, and we can actually control them all with one little quick thing like that. So you can see I just did one little change here in my code and it's changing all of them at once, and it doesn't matter what the original color was on there, and I can make them lighter or I can make them darker, and yeah, it doesn't matter what the original color was, the gradient's going to work every single time. So it can be a nice touch, especially for adding nice little subtle gradients into your websites. So in this video, that's what we're going to be looking at, and with it being a Friday, we're going to be doing it in under 5 minutes. Basically what we're doing here is, you can see here I already have a background color, and that's right here with my background. You don't have to, but I'm going to switch this over to background color just for clarity's sake. And then what I'm going to do is come on here, and I'm going to come right over into here and do my background image like we know we have to do for a gradient, and I'm going to add in a linear gradient. Now what I want to do here is actually, I'm going to give the first value. For this first example, I'm going to be darkening things up, so I'm going to do a RGBA, and the first RGBA is going to be 000, which is black, and it's also going to be 0, so it's actually black and fully transparent. And then my second one is going to be the same value, so I'm going to copy this and paste it there, but instead of going to 0, I can do like a 0.5. And look at that, it's added in the gradient on top of that. Now I'm doing it a little bit darker than I normally would, just so we can really see what's going on. We can also come on here and say like 45 degrees. And we can give it the direction we want. So it works really well when you have an established color already and you're just trying to add in a little bit of a subtle effect on here. So actually maybe I do like 145 and put this to like 25 or maybe even 20 just to get a little subtle gradient most of the time when I'd be doing something like this, but it works super well. Of course, if you're doing it this way, you can also do it up to white. So we could replace this with 255. The one trick to get this to work is just make sure that the color here and whatever color you have here are the same. So you'd want to be going white to white or black to black, or as you can see, you can have other colors involved in this as well. It doesn't have to be white or black overall, but for it to really work, it tends to work best if you're using the same color at the start and the same color at the end. The reason this works so well, let's go back to black because it's going to be a bit easier to see. The reason this works is because we have our gradient that's coming in here. So you can see it's going from white down to black, but really it's black to black, and it's just this end is transparent. And because background images go on top of background colors, it lets us do this kind of cool effect where we can add in our gradient, but we're not really worrying about the color specifically. We're just lightening or darkening it. And as you saw before, if say this ended up being 255 here, and the same thing here, you can have it bring in other colors and do stuff like that. And again, the advantage is you're not really worried about the stop at the start and the finish. You're just adding in sort of this one touch of color on top of what's already there. And the nice thing with the white or the black when you're doing it this way is you're not worried about exactly what color is this. What is this hex? I have no idea what this hex is here. And I'm not having to worry about it because I'm dealing with a transparency here. And now a little extra thing we can look at here too is if you want to use custom properties to do this, you could set up your gradient light and dark as custom properties where this is going to lighten and darken. So I've added some boxes here, and I can just come in here and say that my background image is var gradient dark, and you can see it's added that on there, and I can take this whole thing and copy that. Let's just make this a bit bigger so we can see the whole thing. Paste that there, that one has it, paste that there, that one has it. If ever I needed to change it, I go, actually I need that to be a little bit darker. I can come on my gradient dark here, just scroll on over and make this 0.5 instead, and they're all going to get darker at the same time. So all 4 of these got darker, go all the way up to 1 if I need to, and I'm controlling them all together, which can be really, really handy for consistency within a website or something like that. And again, it doesn't matter what the colors underneath are. So if you have multiple colors or something like that, you're still lightening or darkening everything at the same level. And again, this, I could come and switch one of these over to a light instead of a dark, and it's going to be doing the lightning on there too. You could even have it as your accent color coming in and adding in an accent color or something like that along the way. And the nice thing with this is if ever the browser doesn't support custom properties, it's a really nice progressive fallback because it's just going to default, this doesn't load, not the end of the world. You just get your regular background color showing anyway, which should work fine. These gradients are going to add a little touch, but they're not going to be an essential must-have thing on your website probably. So just a little progressive enhancement that you could be having on your site if you want to go this route. And that's it. I hope you liked it. I think it's a fun and nice trick. I actually did this in one of my other videos a little while back where I did the sign up form, but it was like an hour-long video and I figure most people didn't see it and I wanted to show it off. So I hope you like that. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below to let me know. If you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know about them. Of course, a big thank you for watching. A huge thank you to my patrons for helping support my channel and everything I do here. And until next time, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.